guys, it's Kate with the Morning Mat Abs Series. We're going to get started down on our mat. So go ahead and lie down, knees bent, feet flat on the mat. Bring your shoulders away from those ears. Take a deep breath in to prepare, and on your exhale, you're going to tuck your tailbone under, push your lower back down into the mat. And inhale, return back to neutral. Exhale, scoop the belly, draw the navel in towards the lower back. It pushes down. Inhale, let it go and release. Again, exhale. Feel the lower back press down into the earth. Inhale, let it go. Again, exhale, tucking under. Inhale, release. Last time, exhale, we scoop. Keep the glutes released. Inhale, return back to neutral. Reach your arms up to the sky. We're going to nod our chin to our chest, curling forward. Try to lift up a little bit higher, and then lower all the way back down, arms to the sky. Again, exhale, nod the chin to the chest, hold it. Lift up a little higher, and lower all the way back down. We'll take one more like that. Exhale, curl it up. We lift a little higher, releasing back. Few more regular chest lifts. We're going to exhale, lift. Inhale, return. Trying to keep our front ribs knitted in towards the midline of our body. And again, just trying to keep those glutes relaxed. Two more times, up and over. Trying to bring the ribs up and over the navel. Last one. Grabbing onto the thighs, we lift up a little higher, shaking the head out. Reach the arms forward. We're going to reach our right arm up and down. Left arm reaches and down. We're just trying to maintain the height of the upper body. Trying to keep the ribs, again, knitted over that belly button, over the navel, and continually pressing the shoulders away from those ears. If you feel that tension start to build up into your neck and your shoulders again, feel free to grab back onto the thighs, shake the head out. One more each arm. Last one. Let's lift up a little higher if we can't reach, and lower back down. We're going to reach our arms up to the sky, curl forward again, grab the thighs, lift up higher, shake the head, drop the shoulders. We're going to reach both arms back behind the head, both arms forward, both arms back, and both arms forward. As those arms go back, can you sink the navel in a little bit deeper? Twice more. Here we go. Reach and forward. Maintain the height of that chest lift. Last one. Lift up a little higher. Lower all the way back down. Arms back up to the sky. Again, another chest lift to get us up. We're going to circle the hands back behind the head. Little pulses for the chest lift. Up and up. Think that the only reason you're moving is because you're pulling your navel in, away from your t-shirt, away from your shorts. Lift and lift. Two more. Hold this next one up at the top. Lift one leg up to tabletop. Twist towards the leg. Lower the head, lower the toes. We exhale, lift. We inhale, lower and tap. Exhale, up. Inhale, lower and tap. We reach and down. Last one, we lift and lower. Other side. We're going to lift and come up and over to that opposite knee. And then rather than thinking just elbow to knee, think more rib to opposite hip. Two more times. Lift and lower. Last one, we're going to alternate the toes here. We switch and switch. Rotate and rotate. Again, just trying to stay up as high off the mat as possible, especially as we're passing through the center. One more each side. And then we're going to lower all the way back down. Keep your hands behind your head, curl forward, lift your legs to tabletop. We'll send both legs down to the mat. Exhale, scoop to lift. Inhale, lower, and exhale, up. Everything in the upper half needs to stay as steady as possible. The ribs stay pulled back, the navel stays dropped in. Hands and thumbs are behind the head and the neck for full support. Take a few more here, down and up. And if you need a little more challenge, consider straightening those legs out. And up. Last one, we lower and lift. Drop everything back to the mat. Plant your feet down onto the mat. Tuck your tailbone underneath. Roll your hips all the way up into your bridge. Soften your ribs, melt right back down. Couple more times. Exhale, tuck under. Find the low abs we found at the very beginning of class. We melt all the way back down, trying to lengthen the spine. Exhale, scoop under. Connect the breath to the movement as we roll up. And melting all the way back down, pulling the ribs, low back. Finally, that tailbone touches. Twice more. Exhale, we tuck under. We roll all the way up, keeping the ribs knitted at the top. We melt right back down. Last time, we exhale, tuck under, roll it up. We're going to hold those hips high here. Little squeezes up and up. Think about squeezing from the glutes right where they meet up with the hamstrings, backside of the legs. Last 3, 2, just the right glute. We squeeze it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To that left side, left glute. For 4, 3, 2, 2 on the right, 2 on the left. Squeeze, squeeze, left, left, right, right, left, left. Here we go. Right and left and right and left. One more each side. And we'll take it a little quicker. Here it is. Side to side to side. Often when we move in bridge, we think about front to back movement, but here we get a lot of lateral side to side movement. Use your arms pressed down into the mat. Last one's here. Melt all the way back down. We're going to come right back up into bridge for our hip circles, dipping our hips down to one side, circling to the earth, coming back up. So rather than thinking about front to back circles, we're really dropping one hip down towards the mat, moving in that lateral pathway. One more to that direction, and then we'll reverse it. Hips to the other side, big circle around. The big idea here is that we want our knees to stay as steady as possible. So I'm just looking down the bridge of my nose at my knees, making sure that they're really staying steady here. We're going to melt right back down into the mat. Rolling back up to the top for some single leg work. We reach one leg to the sky. We're going to lower it down to knee level. We float it back up. We lower and we lift, pressing our arms down into the mat. One more time. We keep the leg up to the top. Lower the hips down and lift, down and up. Just keeping the spine as long as possible here. Twice more. And then we're going to alternate the leg and the hip. So leg goes down, we lift it, hips go down, we lift. It's leg and those hips. And again, just use those arms to plant down into the mat. Of course, finding that connection to that bottom foot. So really finding that heel glute, heel hamstring connection. We're going to hold those hips up and little squeezes up and up with those hips. Lift and lift. Last one's here. We set the foot down, melt down into your mat. Rolling right back up to the top. We float the other leg to the sky. We lower it down to knee level, float it back up. We lower and lift. Again, just planting those arms down into the mat. Keeping those hips lifted. Last one, we're going to hold it to the sky. We tap the hips down and up. Lower and lift. Try to keep both sides of your waist as equally long here. Last one. Hold the hips up to the sky. Alternate. Leg, lift, hips, lift, leg, and hips. Pressing down into that bottom foot. Connecting to the hamstring, to the glute. Beautiful job, you guys. Last one here. We're going to hold the hips up. Little squeezes up and up with those hips, lifting to the sky. Keep the ribs pulling back and in. Last ones. We're going to bring the foot down, melt all the way down into the mat, and hug the knees into the chest. Taking a moment to stretch, we're going to cross the knees, reach for the ankles, pull the ankles apart and towards you. And switch to the other side. Grab onto those ankles, pull them across and towards you. And rocking ourselves up to a nice little chest lift position. One knee in, one leg long. Pump it twice into your chest. Switch 2 times. 2 pumps. In, switch. In, switch. Think about sinking the navel in towards that lower back. And then we're going to change it to a single tug. We pull and pull. In and in. Pull and pull. Sinking the navel a little bit deeper. And then here we go. Hands behind the head. And in. Switch. Try to keep the middle of the body as steady as possible. Shoulder blades are lifted up off the mat. And then taking it into our crisscross. Elbow to opposite knee. We cross and cross. And then reminding ourselves we're also reaching rib to opposite hip. And then we're going to make this a nice double pulse. Pulse twice to the side, twice to the side. So it's one time, go deeper. Twist, twist, deeper. Go, go deeper. Over and twist. Here we go. Last 2, 2, last 1, and 1. Coming back up for double leg stretch. Reach both legs out, both arms back, circle, grab the knees. Inhale, reach, exhale around. Sinking the navel in towards the lower back. Knitting the front ribs down the body. Shoulders pulling away from those ears. and reach and around. Couple more. Maybe lift up a little higher if you feel like you're sinking down. Last 2 and circle. Final 1. Reach, circle around and lower back. Coming up for some regular chest lifts. Reach your arms to the sky. We're going to curl forward and lower back down, extending our legs long and down. Squeeze your inner thighs together and point through those toes, reaching with purpose. Out and down, keeping the tailbone anchored. And you're really trying to get those shoulder blades up and over the navel as much as we can. And lift and lower. Exhale, up and down. 2 more. We lift and lower. Last one. Exhale, reach and lower all the way back down. One more chest lift, going into hundreds. We're going to inhale as we pump our arms 5 times and then exhale for 5. So it's actually a very long breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Working on that shoulder stability and abdominal control. I'm really trying to squeeze my inner thighs together, trying to point through my toes, and really try to keep that chin off my chest. So remember, just keep breathing. It's inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. Shoulders pulling down away from those ears, growing long through the neck. Abs in a little bit deeper. Keep going, you're almost there. Last 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees and lower down. Reach those legs straight up to the sky, grabbing onto the backs of the legs. 2 tugs on your top leg, switch. Tug, tug, switch. Tug, tug, switch. Pulling in, knee to nose, trying to find extra length in those hamstrings. 1 more each side like that. Keep it going, but just a single tug. Pull and pull. It's in and in. Pulling the shoulders away from the ears, navel to spine, and then taking the hands back behind the head. Just keeping the legs floating. 1 leg down, 1 leg up. Switch and switch. Going into a little crisscross here. We're going to twist and twist. Rotate and rotate. Remember what we were talking about earlier, rib to opposite hip, crossing up and over. We're going to add that double pulse. We're going to twist, twist, rotate, rotate, twist, go deeper, twist, get deeper, rotate, over, last 2 and 2. Here we go. And last one. Reach both legs up to the sky, lower your chest, take your hands right underneath your hips. We're going to lift our hips up and up. Try to recruit the lower abdominals right underneath your belly button as you lift those hips and lift. 4 more. Exhale and up and lift. Last one. We bend the knees and we lower our feet down to the mat. Remove your arms from underneath the hips, palms up to the sky, and just take a moment here to breathe, to soak in all the work you just accomplished.